afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey there, folks. My name is Brad Varnell. This is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And today I am super excited for this token teaser that we are getting ready to share with you. Some of you from way back in the beginning of this channel might have heard of a token called Metis that I talked about in 2021. Well, Laz AI is a token that definitely feeds off of Metis and vice versa. And I'm super excited to introduce to you the CCO of Metis and the head of marketing for Laz AI, Mr. Daniel K. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you very much. It's exciting to be here. And yes, meeting an OG is always, very exciting. And it, tells us that we're going in the right direction, right? So thank you for having me.
Man, it's a pleasure. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy schedule. I know how crazy these times are. I'm sure you're probably, burning the candles at both ends. And so I really appreciate you taking the time, to share this amazing project, with my community. So one of the things about my community is we really believe in looking at new projects. We get involved in, a lot of private sales and lower market cap projects. And so to have an opportunity to hear about this before it even launches to the public is super special. So, why don't we start off, Daniel, if you don't mind, maybe just telling the viewers a little bit about yourself and how you got involved in this crazy, blockchain space.
Yeah, so mine is a bit of an unconventional story. So I'm the chief commercial officer for Metis and head of marketing for Laz AI. So I'm marketing, right? I do a lot of marketing in crypto, and I've never had any formal training in that. I've always been a finance guy, and then I kind of led my path into consulting. So I did equity research right out of university, and then I got into project consulting, but both of those were in Canada. And while I was slaving away at those two jobs, at every step, I realized, oh my God, Canadian business can be boring, right? It's very conservative. Money moves slow, government moves slow, and you just have to try and do everything right and safe. And to me, that wasn't what I was looking for. I joined equities because I wanted things to be fastly changing, like evolving quickly. And I wanted to push myself to adapt to basically whatever's happening in the world. And around that time where I decided to quit my consulting job because, again, it was so slow, my most successful friends, all three of them from around the world, one in Switzerland, one in Beijing, one in Netherlands, they all called me around the same time and said, hey, I'm joining the blockchain industry in Shanghai. Come. So then I said, please take me. So then we all went to Shanghai, started in blockchain, and turns out I had a knack for marketing, or at the very least for speaking in this way. So I got pushed into marketing, and I've been doing that ever since. So marketing, strategic consulting, and tokenomics, fundraising. That's been my shtick in crypto since 2018, I believe. And then I started at Metis, CCO. And Metis is heavily incubating Laz AI. We're absolutely sure that this is what's going to take over the AI industry in crypto. And with Metis's focus on AI as well, it was a perfect match. And of course, as we're heavily incubating, we're sharing all the resources that we can. And that includes personnel like myself.
Awesome. That was one of the reasons I was super excited to have you on the channel too, is, my community and we talk a lot, and we think that, AI is probably the number one, space within cryptocurrency and even just in the world, as far as a industry that is poised for just exponential, explosive growth. There's some people out there that that might say that RWAs are also, kind of in that category, but AI is definitely not going away. And I think people that understand that and embrace it in this infancy stages of it can really, do some special things in their life. The other thing that I really liked when I was studying Laz AI and learning about what you guys are trying to do is you've really got some massive utility. You won't hear us talk a whole lot about meme coins and stuff like that on the channel because we want to invest in projects and be a part of projects that we think can be around for decades to come and that are also solving real world problems. So, on that note, like what is Laz AI and what problem does it solve?
Yeah. So firstly, yes, absolutely, AI is here to stay. The AI kind of bubble looked like it burst with the whole, the meme. But at the end of the day, that was just the low-hanging fruit, right? It was just the quick agents that they could launch. But let's face it, AI in Web 2 is going to be here to stay, and it's going to take over a large chunk of our lives, right? And AI itself is a technology, it's a tool. So if Web3 can leverage it, if Web3 can utilize it and integrate it some way, then of course it's going to be here to stay. Now, that means that while the bubble kind of, started and then burst, that was a low-hanging fruit. That's the things that you can launch within a week to, a few months, right? But those who are actually building long-term solutions, who are building actual infra, adding value, finding synergies, that takes a long time, right? So that's when guys like companies like us, Laz AI, that's when we get to shine. It's when we've actually built out our product after taking so long, and we actually start to see the changes get affected in the industry. So having that said, what actually are we solving and what value are we providing? Well, let's look at the AI industry currently as is, right? I'm sure you've spoken about this too. If AI is a big topic on your channel, quick bullet points: data exploitation, black box systems, unverifiable outputs, right? Lack of user control, um, unfair monetization or compensation when they're, for example, use your data to train the models. All of these things are common, pain points in the industry that we constantly talk about, right? And as cheesy as it is to say, we are solving all of those things in one holistic system. I think that really is what sets us apart too. It's not just kind of a one-trick pony. It's not just we're only solving the data exploitation. We're not only solving the monetization problems. We're solving everything in a system that's well thought out, structured in a way that everything plays together. And when you have a holistic system like that, then you can find synergies, and then you start getting internal economies set up, right? And then that in itself can provide a ton of value, especially for the users, right? Because let's face it, as a user, let's say I have data, right? I have social media data, I have purchasing data, I have all these things attached to my name in some database. If I monetize it, how much am I earning? Probably not much, right? It's when a company sells data to another company, it's only worth hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars because they've amassed millions of people in their databases. That's why it's worth a lot of money. But if you break it down into an individual level and say, okay, this person's data, how much is that worth? It's not much, right? So until you get that synergy created from all of these different solutions attacking all of these problems at the same time, you're not actually going to see a large internal economy popping up.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I love about what you're doing is there's a lot of companies that if they had the success that Metis has and the incredibly bright future that Metis has, a lot of companies would have kind of stopped there. So I was also impressed that Metis and Laz AI are working together and that Metis is incubating this project because it kind of reminds me in today's day and age, everything changes so quickly. And if you don't want to be like a blockbuster video that gets put out of business by, a Netflix, you can't just be happy with the status quo. So it shows incredible leadership that you guys are thinking about this, forward thinking and working on this AI solution. So congratulations on that. I think that's something to definitely be, commended for. So I know you guys have a lot of different innovations, and I'm just kind of wondering, how do they all come together to fulfill the Laz AI vision?
Well, if you look at our company, it's a lot of infra plays or the larger projects. You can kind of divide it into two different categories when you're just basically looking at it. So it's the technology product and kind of the B2B aspect of things, and then it's how the retail user or just the blockchain community at large can get involved and take value from it. So trying to merge those two things and actually find a solution that really serves all of those stakeholders, it creates a very complex system where you have a bunch of different innovations. And that's what excites me about Laz AI. It's that we have so many technical innovations, systematic, even just we had to redefine what a DAO is, for example, to make it fit our vision. So to run through a few of those, I think obviously the most, I guess, exciting, or at least something that's easy to wrap your head around, is the Laz AI agent framework. So we internally developed, I think it was the blockchain's first blockchain native built AI agent framework. So obviously, keeping in spirit of blockchain, it is focusing on scalability, privacy, security, interoperability, all these things to make sure that we can play with not just blockchain, not just traditional systems, but also make it so that any blockchain integration is smooth and easy. And again, keeping in line with blockchain, make it composable as well, right? So we want AI to be composable. We want AI to be able to chain together to create a holistic system, solution, an agent, or serve one part of it. So for example, if we're looking at a logistics system, right? Let's say I own a warehouse. I can create an AI agent that manages warehouses, right? And inventory levels and all these things and shipping times. And if I own a trucking company, I can create an AI agent that serves my trucking routes and make sure that the trucks are on time, make sure that everything's being shipped on time. Well, you can compose all of those and create a holistic logistic solution instead of just serving warehouses, right? And of course, make that connection directly into blockchain as well, super easy. So that's one. Another one that I'm really excited about is like I said, we redefined what a DAO is, right? So traditionally, when you think of a DAO, it's system-wide, it's ecosystem-wide, it's for all of the wallet holders or token holders. But we saw that is a very limited understanding of what a DAO is. So we shrunk it down. We shrunk the scope of a DAO into the individual. So it's called the individual-centric DAO. And by individual, we mean an individual AI asset. So whether that's a data set, AI agent, or it's inference, whatever output of the AI agent, all of these things can be managed, packaged into an IDAO. And the IDAO is the one that manages, for example, how you control that asset, how it's used, governed, how it's monetized. All of these things is done within the IDAO. And that might be, for example, a group of people coming together to create an AI agent, right? A group that met maybe in even our community, or the Metis System Forum, or it might just be a company that started up, right? So there's a lot of ways that the IDAO can play and actually provide a lot of value. And right, connecting to that is, I think, our most exciting innovation. It's called the DAT, or Data Anchoring Token. So the DAT is a new token standard that we've created. It's a semi-fungible token. So you can think of it similarly to an NFT in that it signifies your ownership. It's unique so that it tells you, this is the thing that you own. But at the same time, it has time vectors caked into it so that you can track the evolution of an AI asset. Right, and that helps you, for example, monetize it. It helps you track how it's changed, and that it in itself provides a lot of value in understanding how, for example, an AI agent has changed depending on what training it's received, right? And you can also see what training it's received. Again, this links back into the monetization and assetization of your data, because then you can see that, oh, this piece of data is what trained it to affect the change in this way, right? And again, all of that wraps around, and it's wrapped by the IDAO that manages the DAT.
Okay. So will the Laz AI token be one of these DAT tokens then?
Laz AI will have several tokens.
Okay.
There will be 3 in total, and the DAT is a core part of it. Yes.
Okay, awesome. And then how does one go about, becoming a part of the IDAO? What does that look like?
So the IDAO, once the DATs are set up, right, and you should be able to start minting the DATs during our testnet, which is going to launch soon. We're in pre-testnet phase right now. And then once testnet launches, you'll be able to mint them and then, of course, transfer them over to mainnet. During that phase, we have governance mechanisms set up so that basically if you own a piece of DAT, then you're naturally part of the IDA. Right? So it's actually about the ownership of the DAT that gains you ticket into the IDA. So
Okay.
if you wanted to, for example, like I said, create an IDA with a few people that you met on our Telegram group or our forum, then as you're minting the DAT, then you can distribute it in that manner.
Okay, awesome. Now, this question just came to my mind. Don't get mad at me for asking it. If you can't talk about it, I totally understand. But is there any possibility that people might want to go participate in this test net and be a part of all of this process because they might end up getting some kind of a reward for doing so?
Fantastic question. It's very pointed, and I think that is probably the most interesting for many people here. And I would say absolutely. We have a point system, right? We have Laz AI is there's many ways that you can earn points, whether it's through quest campaigns or contributing data to corrupted Aleph. By the way, if you don't know, we have a fun little take on Aleph, which is obviously the AI agent framework.
Okay.
Gave her a character, gave her a Twitter page, right? So that Aleph, the AI agent, can speak for herself. Now we have corrupted Aleph, which is, and the whole point, one of the vision, the core vision of Laz AI is that we are aligning humanity with AI, right? Because because there's a data problem. There's data hallucinations. There's data biases, unverified data. All of these things is creating havoc, and you're seeing more and more articles online about data hallucinations on, for example, ChatGPT. We're solving that problem. So we create a corrupted Aleph to show what happens when data gets corrupted, and you get misaligned AI agent because you use corrupted data. So we have corrupted Aleph. You can help correct her. We can contribute data to her, right? All of these things, basically any activity that we're doing, we're giving out, we're creating ways of users to participate. Any of that, you can earn points. And exactly how those points will affect, the end result, I don't think we're allowed to say at this moment.
Right.
But yes, absolutely, do please get involved. There's also going to be a lot more ways. So, for example, I think in a few weeks we have a pretty good announcement that I'm excited about. That even affects a hackathon, right? So Metis is having a hackathon for their new Hyperion chain. And there's going to be an announcement that allows you to partake in that as well. So please keep an eye on it.
Awesome. I'm glad that came to my mind. What a great answer. What is the best way for my community members that are watching this, that are excited and that want to, maybe participate in the test net? Where should they go?
Absolutely our Twitter page.
Okay.
And of course, our website. Our website is actually the narrative and the story and the ways to get involved are much bigger than what's actually on our website at the moment. So we're currently completely revamping our website because we really want to capture that essence of, okay, this is what you can do with Laz AI, not just for businesses, not just for partners, but also the users, right?
Okay.
So that's coming, but still, even on our current website, especially if you go into the blogs, there's going to be a lot of different ways that you can participate. So things like data contributions, Twitter page, and we do have quest campaigns once in a while as well. So please keep an eye on it, and
Awesome.
you will see some cool ways to get your points.
Okay, cool. So this is the website right here, folks, LazAI.network. I'm sure that this is in the top of the description of this video, but I will also just post it here real quick for you guys in the chat. And then is the Twitter page, I'm pretty sure that my son, who put the description together, probably put the link to your guys' Twitter in the description too. But just in case, we're going to go right here to x.com, Laz AI Network. That is the Twitter page, folks, so that you guys can make sure that you're going to connect to the proper places. I know that the Telegram group is also in the description of the video. So guys, there you go. You can go to, it's at Laz AI Network on Twitter. And then once again, the website is lazai.network if you want to go check out the website. While we're here on the website, Daniel, is there anything that you would like me to show the viewers? Click on anything, or do you want to move on to something else?
That is actually a real good question. I think if we just scroll down a little bit, and then it just says DAT, IDAO, and verify computing, right? It gives you, so DAT, ownership certificate, you get usage rights, you get value share. IDAO, you get individual-centric DAO, AI governance, and monetization mechanisms. And then under it, Verify Computing Network, that is also an innovation of ours. Verify Computing itself is not an innovation. It's been used for a very long time, but the exact mechanism of our implementation is actually quite unique. So that serves as the basis of our technical innovations. And of course, like I said, once we get the new website up, then we'll have a lot of ways users can participate and earn points. So that's going to be the exciting one.
In the meantime, should my community join this pre-testnet, or should they just wait for the testnet to become available?
Oh, join the pre-testnet. Join as early as you can. Amass as many points as you can.
Okay.
That's going to be what helps you out. And of course, join the Hyperion forum as well. So if you are a blockchain professional, then the Hyperion forum is a place for you, because we're setting that up as a place where, like for example, I'm in marketing, and if I want to find out current marketing trends, I can just Google, right? But I can't find any information about crypto marketing trends, right? Then I have to make sure I keep up with influencers such as yourselves, who's very knowledgeable, or I have to call around to my friends to see what they're thinking, right? So it takes a lot of time. But the Hyperion forum is going to be the place where you can kind of go check out, okay, what are other crypto marketers talking about? What are other crypto developers talking about, right? So
okay, great.
And on there, there will eventually be ways that you can earn points as well.
Awesome. I love it. So as far as the token goes, we were talking a little bit, off camera. You don't have any exact date as to when the tokens are going to be going public, but it sounded like it hopefully is going to be sometime here in 2025.
Yes, absolutely. 2025 is a target. We're projecting, I would say, probably closer to Q4. But regardless of exactly when it is, I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic time to launch a token, hopefully.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, we have 3 tokens that are launching. So one is a DAT, one is a governance, one is utility. And they each will obviously serve its core functions. And we should be on track. I don't really foresee any large delays, hopefully.
Okay, awesome. And then I was, something else that I was kind of curious about is Laz AI kind of has some unique approaches. And one of them is to the AI transparency. And so I was wondering if you could just dive a little bit deeper into, a lot of platforms provide kind of zero insight into how AI works and how it even makes decisions. And so I was kind of intrigued by the fact that you guys have a totally new approach to AI and the transparency involved with it.
Mm-hmm. So You get that through the DAT, and you get that through verified computing. So the DAT, for example, as the name suggests, it's data anchoring token. It's what anchors the AI asset. And like previously mentioned, it has time vectors kicked in so you can watch its evolution, right? So, for example, you'll be able to track that, okay, this AI model was trained on this DAT, which is a data set. And the model changed in this manner, and this is the agent that you get, right? So that kind of precise, okay, this is what made this change. This is what made this change. You'll be able to see that very, in as detailed as it makes sense to be, right? And then, of course, there's structured metadata. There's what else would there be? Right, inferences, right? Inferences and the actual computation can also be verified, right? So as it's being computed, you can make sure that it's actually a legitimate output instead of something that it's pretending to be. And of course, as we're aligning AI with humanity, you can make sure that the whole thing was that we're making sure that the data is valid and it's aligned to the intent of the model, right? So with things like data hallucinations, it's obviously going against the intent of whoever created that model, because it's spewing out nonsense or incorrect facts or what have you. So making sure that we have that verified computing portion of it, and that the data is verified, and that we have what we call the point of view data. So that's contextual data that is attached to each piece of data, right? So if we have all of those things together, then you can make sure that, of course, it's not like a bird's eye view where a retail user can just go in and make sure that this checks off steps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Right.
That's near impossible to do in a way that makes sense. But if you are willing to put in the time and you're willing to actually dig through some of the code, then of course it is all verified and on chain.
Okay, cool. And what kind of developers are you looking to kind of have join the LazAI ecosystem?
So you don't have to be pure Web3. You don't have to be a smart contract developer. You don't have to be any of those things. For us, even if you just have a bunch of data that you want to upload, even if you just have your own personal data you wanted to upload, right? Of course, as long as we can get it verified through our the verified computing framework. Even if you just have that, we would love to have you on our platform. If you are just purely a AI agent developer, you can easily go through, for example, we've recently launched the Laz, which is a fantastic way for users and developers to get on board. It's a launchpad for AI agents, and you can launch your token. You can think of it as a legitimate and long-term thinking pump fund, right?
Okay.
So AI agent developers, they can come in, they can come on board, look at LazPad. It's easy to use, so they can just launch something on there, help them get started developing the AI agents, and then once that's live and kicking, they can just push forward from there, right? And then of course,
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you first.
Yeah. And then of course, if you are a smart contract developer, if you are really Web3 native, then there are so many things that you can do on here. Like I said, you can have composable AI, and then what kind of projects come from that is I can't even really fathom, right? Because you can think of Laz AI as it's its own chain, but it's using Hyperion, so Metis' new network, as the runtime layer. Okay. Right? So you can have smart contracts exist on Hyperion that pull information or pull inferences or what have you from Laz chain. So it's a big world of possibilities, and I'm excited.
It seems like it would be a powerful tool also for DeFi builders.
Absolutely. So actually, that's a very good point. So Hyperion, it is a high performance network, right? So at Metis, what we say is that we're looking at AI as a two-pronged approach. One is we build a home for AI, and two is we solve AI's problems. That's how you make the best place for AI to come build, not just giving out some grants or holding a hackathon to give out some money to attract AI builders. So by solving problems, obviously it means incubating Laz AI, right? We're making sure that Laz AI can provide the solutions to AI on blockchain that make sense. And the number one was building a home, and that is Hyperion. So what is AI missing? It's that, first of all, you can obviously have a slow network be the home for an AI agent or an AI model or what have you. But at the end of the day, they're going to avoid the network as much as they can, like they do now. And the only thing that's actually on chain is, for example, the output, where it says, okay, sell this token and buy that token, right? Because that's what AI agents have been doing until now,
Right.
or maybe as a payment token or whatnot. But we realize that there's so much more that you can do. So what I envision is similar to how smart contracts completely revolutionize how we think of distributed computing, right? We didn't even think of all these different possibilities on how to structure companies. How do we extract value? How do we provide value? So because smart contracts created a new home, right? A new way to do distributed computing. It allowed, all of these inefficiencies that were previously there. It didn't solve the inefficiencies of distributed computing. What it did was it negated it by providing new value, right? So if you look at Hyperion, what it's doing is it's providing a very, very high performance home for AI. So the throughput is actually in line with Mega ETH. So we're targeting 1 to 2 gigagas per second. Right? We also have Metis DB, the database that you can quickly pull. We have Metis SDK, which allows you to easily connect to other chains and pull liquidity from there. And by providing AI with a home where they can actually start thinking of different architectures and actually using the chain more, right? We're now looking at a completely new way of innovating AI on blockchain, not just on, okay, what can an agent do, or how can we get blockchain to solve the data problem, right? So combining those two things, the first thing that I think of, obviously being from finance background, you said DeFi, I'm thinking high frequency trading, right?
Okay.
So you can't do high frequency trading on traditional the first, second generation layer ones because the network is too slow. Transaction costs are too high. Yeah. But if you have a high performance network that has massive throughput, right? Okay, then you can start thinking of high frequency trading. Okay, what if you added a DeFi AI agent on top of that? Right, then it gets really interesting. So that's a use case that I'm sure is going to pop up eventually, and I'm really excited to talk to the team that is the first one to get there.
Awesome, man. I love it. Well, I really appreciate you being on the show. We didn't have an opportunity to really connect and tell you guys what we were doing, but one of the things that we always like to do when we have people like you on the show is we'd love to do a giveaway, so that your community and my community could both, be rewarded for being here, for spending the last 45 minutes with us. So because Laz AI doesn't have a token that we can actually give away yet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give away $200 worth of Metis tokens, if that sounds okay to you.
Sounds awesome. Fantastic.
Cool. And so what we're going to do in order to do that giveaway is we're going to probably, we're going to do 4 winners of basically $50 worth, 4 winners of $50 worth of Metis tokens each. So they'll get, a little over three Metis tokens. And one of the things that we've been doing in the background is hashtag Laz AI. And so unbeknownst to some of the viewers and probably some of my long-term viewers, they kind of know what's going on. But if you haven't typed in hashtag Laz AI into the chat yet, please do so now, because I've got a random comment picker that has basically, been collecting all of those Laz AI comments, and we're going to draw four winners here in just a quick second. While I'm pulling that up, though, Daniel, is there anything else that we really should have touched on that was really important that we skipped over or forgot about? Is there anything else that we should talk about Laz AI before we get into the giveaway?
A few quick things.
Okay.
So I realized my answer to your AI transparency question was incomplete. So
Okay.
I'll quickly add in a few bullet points. We have on-chain audit trails, right? Which was the DATs, and we can see its evolution. Trusted execution environments, so TEEs. That's how we do the verified computing. And then we also use zero knowledge proofs on top of that. And then I think this is what's actually interesting for users or devs. It's get involved and go look at the Aleph SDK if you're a developer. Then you can help test it, you can help contribute, and that, of course, will eventually lead to earning points as well. And if you have questions about earning points, by the way, always feel free to ask in our Telegram group. And of course, on the Hyperion forum, we'll also have a bot that answers LazAI questions.
Awesome.
And then data contributors also. Please take a look at our mini app, upload data sets, mint DATs, and of course that'll probably be the best source of points, or at least very easily accessible as well.
Awesome. And so then just a little bit of a shameless plug for myself. So I'll make you guys a deal. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, I will make a commitment right now, give you guys a little bit of an incentive to subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. I think after this interview, it's very important for me to go do a deep dive video on Laz AI, and I'm going to explore how to maximize your points and how to earn the points and exactly how you want to participate in this testnet and in this ecosystem. And so if you guys will do me a favor by checking out the channel and becoming a part of it, I will make a commitment that over the next few weeks, I will get a great deep dive video out on Laz AI for you and help you learn how to create that point, those points through the point systems. That sound fair?
That sounds fantastic. I am super excited to see that come out. And please call me if you need anything.
I definitely will, and I definitely will, for sure. So we'll definitely have to, when this video is over, I'll have you stay on with me for a couple of minutes to make sure everything's uploaded and we can trade some contact information. Because I'm sure that I will have questions. So with that, though, let's go give away a couple $100 worth of Metis tokens. Let's go over here to this view again. I apologize for the white. I know that's kind of blinding, but here we go. It looks like we've got about 112 entries. So we're going to just start drawing names, folks. The first winner of $50 in Metis tokens. And while that's getting ready to pull up, I am going to click on this here real fast, guys. This is the Metis page on CoinGecko. You can see right here the token is about $15. And guys, not financial advice, but I did talk about this token back in 2021 when it was around $11. It ran up, you can see here, June 16th of 22. Its all-time high peaked out at $323. Like so many other altcoins over this last couple of years, with all of the speculation and all of the world issues and everything that's going down, it's come back down to a little bit more of a an earthly price. But to me, this is an incredible project, and I really recommend you do your own due diligence. But if there was a great time to dollar cost average and maybe participate in the Metis ecosystem, I would highly recommend you take a closer look at this token here. But yeah, $14.93, previous all-time high of over 300. I'll let you math geniuses out there figure out what that would look like if it gets back up to its all-time high. And then in the meantime, we've got Feeling Whitney is the first winner. And so let's get that name written down. Something that I should have mentioned real quickly, and I'll do that while I'm running over to the YouTube channel, is, guys, you got to be present. We want these giveaways to go to those of you that actually sat here and listened to everything over, the last 45 minutes. So please go into the chat here and let us know that you are here. The other thing, so here we go. Feeling Whitney is right there. We're going to go and we're going to pull up your channel, Feeling Whitney, and everybody's going to have this about page. What I need all 4 of you winners to do is please go into your about on your YouTube channel and give me a EVM compatible address. It's probably going to be on the Ethereum network, is going to be the easiest place for me to buy the tokens and be able to send them to you. So give me a MetaMask wallet address that's compatible on the Ethereum network, and I will get that $50 in tokens sent over to you. Daniel, this also helps me avoid scammers. If I don't pull up their bio like this, I'll literally get 2 or 3 messages on Telegram groups from 3 Feeling Whitneys telling me they were the winner. So by pulling this up, and I keep this up until I actually make the payment, nobody can scam me. The only person that can win these tokens is the Feeling Whitney that puts that address in their bio. So that's a little bit of the housekeeping. Let's go back to the giveaway and draw the second winner. And I'm hoping, I know that a lot of your community is here watching this, so I love it. Hopefully some of your community will actually win some of these tokens for coming out and supporting the live stream today. We got Nathali Snow. Congratulations on $50 in Metis tokens. Chink Noi, thank you so much for watching the channel today. Appreciate you being here, and congratulations on winning $50 in Metis tokens. And then let us see here who the final winner is of today's giveaway. Young Buck Crypto. I like the sound of that. I love it when we see young people in the crypto space. My son is 18, getting ready to turn 19, and he's been, around crypto now for, 5 years, and he's got an incredible little portfolio. So Young Buck Crypto, thanks for being here. Let's go back over to the YouTube real quick and make sure. So here we go. We got Young Buck Crypto. We're going to pull up your profile so nobody can impersonate you. We're going to go pull up Chink Noi. Looks like you were right here. $50 in Metis coming your way. Once again, thank you for being here. And then last but not least, we're looking for Nathali Snow. Nathali Snow. There we go right here. Go to your channel. Awesome. So I got everybody pulled up here so that I can get you guys paid. Give me a little bit of time. I don't have the Metis tokens sitting there to send out. I'm going to go buy some Metis tokens, and I do have a couple of appointments in the next couple of hours, so it's probably going to be a few hours. Give me 3, 4, 5 hours, but I promise you guys, I will get the tokens to you in the not too distant future. Thank you, once again for being here. And Daniel, thank you for being here. I really was super excited when I found out that I was going to have an opportunity to interview you. Metis is near and dear to my heart, and it really sounds like you guys have something special here with Laz AI. So it was incredible to meet you. You're welcome to come back onto the channel anytime, my friend.
Thank you very much. Got to be honest, our whole team was excited that I'm going to be here too. You're a bit of a legend, and I really appreciate you having us. It was a great talk, and I look forward to being on here again.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Once again, when I end the stream, don't click out immediately. We want to make sure that the upload is complete. So with that, thank you all very much for being here. We'll see you again tomorrow on the Microcap Gem live stream, and I'll probably talk about Laz AI again tomorrow. So at 9 a.m. on Wednesdays, I do a Microcap Gem live stream, and I think that this qualifies since it technically hasn't launched yet and it doesn't have a market cap. I think it technically qualifies. So I'll show everybody briefly on that live stream tomorrow a little bit about Laz AI too. So with that, folks, God bless. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.
Bye.